Hello and welcome to the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie summary. People in Yucatan contracted the plague in 1571. One man discovered a plant, and he and other individuals drank it. The chemical turned the subjects blue and rendered them airless. They swiftly relocated to the ocean, where they founded the Tolokan civilization in the deep ocean. Kukulkan was born to one of the ladies who consumed the plant. The infant went on to become Tolokan's king. But requested to be buried on the land when she passed away. In order to reach the area where he spotted a civilization, Kukulkan led some guards up. In order to make way for his mother's burial, they attacked civilization. He was known as Namor by one of the locals, which is Arabic for the boy without affection. To help her brother and Wakanda's king, T'Challa, who is unwell and in need of a heart-shaped herb, Shuri works diligently in her lab. Ramonda announces the death of the king as she enters the lab gently. Wakanda is still having issues with other countries desiring its vibranium a year later. The Dora Milaje apprehend French soldiers who attempt to break into their position. Later, Ramonda discusses the French heist with the UN and makes the information public. She reminds the nations that they will continue to battle even without the Black Panther. Americans at a mining outpost mine for vibranium in the ocean using a vibranium detector developed by Riri Williams, an MIT student. This is how they locate vibranium in the sea. They are suddenly attacked by Talacanals who are angry that they are stealing their vibranium. Namor attacks the last survivor helicopter and destroys it. Ramonda and Shuri in Wakanda visit the sea to lament the passing of T'Challa 1 year earlier. Shuri is not entirely prepared for this, so they burn their burial robes to symbolize the end of the period of grief. Then Namor shows up, crossing the boundary by swimming under the water. He informs them about Tolokan's existence and asks for their assistance in preventing foreigners from obtaining vibranium. Additionally, he explains that vibranium is found in Tolokan in addition to Wakanda. Concerned by his presence, Ramonda reprimands him. He says they can assist him, but they must not get in the way of his plans to assassinate the scientist who created the contraption. Shuri and Okoye visit Everett Ross, who provides them with the young scientist's name and whereabouts despite possibly disclosing sensitive information. Then, in order to locate Williams, Okoye and Shuri travel to Cambridge, Massachusetts. When they pursue her to her garage, she reveals that she is creating an Iron Man-style suit of armor. However, the FBI is keeping an eye on them. Williams escapes wearing her armor, Okoye escapes in a car, and Shuri escapes on a motorcycle. They unexpectedly run into Talacanals, Atuma, and Namora. After a brief battle, Williams and Shuri are taken prisoner. The following day, Ross shows in and meets with Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, his ex-wife. He also discovers and conceals Kimoyo beads. Okoye is fired from her post as general in Wakanda after Queen Ramonda chastises her for losing Shuri, which is made worse by earlier events like the time she appeared to support Killmonger when he took the throne. Williams and Shuri awaken in Tolokan. In an effort to persuade Shuri of his beliefs, Namor demonstrates the culture to her and even gives her his mother's jewelry. She rejects the idea of killing Williams, though. Ramonda, who had left Wakanda 6 years earlier, visits Nakia in Haiti in the meantime. She requests that Nakia locate Shuri for her. Nakia conducts some espionage and discovers the location. Williams and Shuri are subsequently separated from Ramonda while Ramonda discusses Namor's strategy with Namor. Returning to Wakanda only results in further suffering as Namor and his army invade. They flood the city, sparking all-out conflict. Before flooding the throne room where Ramonda and Williams are being held, Namor takes care of all the Wakandan vehicles. Ramonda swims to save Williams as she begins to drown. She succeeds in rescuing Williams, but only at the cost of her own drowning. As Namor informs Shuri that she is now queen, she laments the death of her mother. Then he and his group depart the nation. When Allegra de Fontaine learns that Ross has been speaking with Wakanda all along, she has him detained. After the burial, M'Baku speaks with Shuri and advises her morally not to murder Namor. After that, he promises to house any displaced Wakandans as a result of the attack. Shuri then fashions the fake heart-shaped herb, which ultimately succeeds, using Namor's mother's bracelet. After taking it, she enters the astral plane where Eric Killmonger welcomes her and asserts that they are identical. After some debate, Shuri declares she will murder Namor as retaliation. Shuri gets out of bed and puts on a suit. She then enters as the Black Panther into a conference between Baku and the elders. Shuri and Williams determine they can weaken Namor by heating his body to the point where it can no longer receive oxygen as they get ready for battle. Then another Ironheart armor is created. Okoye receives new armor from Shuri dubbed the Midnight Angels that functions quite similarly to Iron Man's as well. Annika is chosen by Okoye to join her two-woman squad. They utilize a boat to entice the Talacanals into a trap offshore. As Namor appears to have the upper hand, the battle starts. But as they flee the conflict, Black Panther captures him on a Royal Talon fighter. Meanwhile, while the Jabari tribe, Nakia, and the others fight the Talacanals on top of the ship, the Dora Milaje battle the Talacanals on its side. The Talacanals in the air are handled by Ironheart and the Midnight Angels. Namor is weakened by Black Panther's heating of the Royal Talon fighter, but he still starts to charge with his spear. The entire ship explodes as Black Panther fires a blast from her vibranium gauntlets, dropping the two foes into the island below. After additional fighting, Namor finally impales Shuri. However, he is more concerned with reaching the lake before he passes away than with killing her. A hurt Black Panther escapes and advances on the limping Namor. As he falls, he is set on fire. She approaches him to kill him but stops herself when she thinks of her brother, T'Challa. She chooses to spare Namor's life as long as he goes back to Talokan in light of her memories of the man he once was. The Black Panther has earned Namor's appreciation, and he follows her as they head back to the battleground to order everyone to stop fighting. Wakanda Forever is then shouted once more by Black Panther as the others echo him. Williams doesn't bring her armor back to MIT afterward since the Wakandans do not want any controversy if they allow her to keep it. Instead of contending for the throne, which is ultimately challenged by M'Baku, Shuri departs for Haiti. Later, when Atuma welcomes him, Namor paints in his room. She is reassured by Namor that their new partnership with Wakanda would be advantageous. Okoye liberates Ross while he is being transported to jail. Before heading to the beach in Haiti to burn her traditional funeral robe in compliance with Ramonda's instructions, Shuri meets with Nakia there. This gives her the opportunity to finally grieve T'Challa. In a scene during the middle of the credits, Shuri finds out that Nakia and T'Challa have a son named Toussaint, who Nakia has been raising covertly away from the demands of the monarchy. Toussaint discloses that T'Challa is his Wakandan name. A summary of the movie Black Panther, Wakanda was provided. Enjoy your day and never forget to like, share, and follow.